Hey guys, thanks for tuning in again. My name is Krenar and today we're going to talk about a really cool product. But before we do that, please make sure to subscribe to my channel, leave a like on this video, leave a comment with your thoughts because that really helps me with growing my channel. But with that out of the way, let's talk about this amazing pedal. It's not a pedal, it's an amp, but it looks like a pedal. But what's most important is that it solves a lot of issues for us guitar players. And I present to you the AMPED one by Blackstar. Now from afar, this looks like a regular pedal, which is unusually big, but the things that this thing can do are just incredible. Essentially, what this aims to be is a pedal board amp that you can stick on your pedal board and have it work with your pedals, because it's actually manufactured so it can work great with other pedals. And I've tried it with regular analog pedals. I've tried it with the Line 6 HX Stomp, and it sounds amazing. So we're gonna have some clips where I play this thing, and I'll talk you through that as well. But it has 100 watts of power, and you can essentially power any cabinet as long as it's 16 or 8 ohms. I've had this for a week and I thought I wouldn't have time to try it with a cabinet because I don't actually own a cabinet at the moment. But I did play it through a cabinet yesterday through a 2x12, and it sounded amazing because when I first got it, I was really impressed by the tones coming out of this thing with their dedicated cab rig output, which is a software slash hardware solution that Blackstar has for impulse responses, and I think they're on a really good direction with that one. All the tones that you're going to be hearing today are through the cab rig simulator, so you have a balanced output and you just send this straight to the interface and you can record on your DAW. And it sounds really nice. Another thing that you can do is you can use this as an interface because it has a USB interface where it essentially works as an audio interface. So you plug your guitar straight into this, then you plug the USB to your computer and you can record with this thing without needing an audio interface. And also you can use the USB plug to plug into your computer and use their software for the cab rig emulations and all that. I think it's called the Architect software, but to be honest, I haven't used it. I've only had this for a week and I haven't used it, but the third IR, so the third setting right here, you have 3 settings that you can basically preset and have them ready to go with the flick of the switch. The third one sounds amazing with all the settings on here, with all the pedals that I've used. So I'm basically just going to default to that one. Since we're talking ins and outs, we have, as I said, the balance output, which is an XLR output. We have the level knob here, which works as an overall level for the unit. Then we have a line out for your headphones. And on the back here, we have a fan because, again, it puts out a lot of power and it needs that fan. And we have a MIDI in. I don't know what that does, and I'm really not interested in MIDI. I just want the thing to sound good, which it does. And then we have an input. We have an effects loop, but we only have one input for the effects loop. The reason being is that it's a stereo effects loop, but you get a Y cable included, so you can add your favorite delays or whatever in the effects loop, or you can use the 4 cable method with a modeler if you so wish to do. Down here we have the speaker outputs, the 8 and 16 ohm speakers. You can run one or the other. Also, we got the mains out. I think the power supply is built within the pedal, and the cable is just a normal cable. And last but not least, the thing that I really like about this pedal is really ingenious that they thought about it, is to include 2 outputs for your pedal. So you can basically output power up to 500 milliamps, 9 volt, and power 2 pedals from the amp, and you don't even need another power supply. So if you're that kind of person that just wants to have, I don't know, an overdrive and a reverb pedal, you can basically do that from here, and you don't need a pedal board or a power supply, which is really cool. So if you're on the fly and you know you just need one overdrive and one reverb, or even a tuner and a reverb, tuner, overdrive, whatever the case may be, you can just grab this amp and you don't need anything else. So you can power the pedals from there, just have a couple of cables and you're good to go. Starting with the controls, we have a gain knob right here, which affects the preamp gain. And then we have this switch here, which is the voice switch. And we have a USA style preamp, a UK style preamp, which is more gritty sounding, has more mid-range to it, whereas the USA one is really clear, really clean, and really sparkly on the top end. My favorite method to use this is the flat voice, and what that essentially lets you do is plug in a pedal that acts like a preamp pedal. I'm going to show you some tones that I got from my Line 6 HX Stomp, plugged straight into this and using the preamp models from it, and you can basically have unlimited tones because you can choose any preamp from the Line 6. And for some reason it responds really well with this one, so that's something that I'm gonna enjoy a lot with this product. And also, if you have really nice preamp pedals, amp in a box pedals, they're gonna work great with this amp. After that, we have a really basic EQ, bass, mids, and treble and trebs. They're really interactive, and they're really powerful. Keyword being interactive, because you need to know what you're doing, because the bass will definitely interact with the middle, and you just gotta set it up. Don't be afraid of radical EQ changes, like having the treble up and having the bass down depending on the pedal that you use. So please do experiment with that if you get this amp. So experiment with that. There's a lot of different nuances, a lot of different tones that you can get out of it. If you're using it with a cabinet, this will concern you because it also has a built-in attenuator. So you can go from 1 watt to 20 and to 100 watts. Now, when I tried it with a cabinet, it was at 1 watt and it was really, really full sounding. But you have to be careful with the master, because even at 1 watt, it gets a bit loud. Experiment with all the controls and see how that works. We have a reverb knob right here, which to me sounds like a room reverb, which kind of makes sense for this particular amp, just to give you some of that ambience. Blackstar, I think they had in mind that people that would buy this, they would have pedals and they would use it with pedals, so they didn't want to go overboard with the reverb, so that's why they included a room reverb. And to be honest, I haven't checked the software. I don't know if you can change the reverb, but if you can change it to a spring, that would be really cool. I'm not mad if it only has the room reverb. Oh, by the way, you can switch it on and off with this button right here, which says reverb. Now, the star of the show about this amp is the response knob. So essentially, you get a KD88 setting. Try saying KD88 5 times really fast and let me know how you did in the comments. Now, okay, KD88, 6L6, EL34, 6V6, EL84, and linear. So what that means, if you're not familiar with these terms, is the type of power amp tubes. So these will give you different responses, as the thing here says. And for example, the KD88 has a really nice punchy tone to it, and these tubes are mainly used to power big amps like 100 watt plexis or even 200 watt amps. And then you have the 6L6, which is your basic Fender style amp, big combos like the super reverb or the twin reverb. Then you have your EL34 setting, which will give you that Marshall saggy effect to it, and it sounds really nice. I think this one is based on their St. James amp that they have, and I played it loud at 42 Gear Street and it sounded really amazing. One thing to note, this amp has the same cab rig, so basically the same speaker emulation as the St. James amps, which, you know, or if you don't know, they're way more expensive than this one, and it's really cool for Blackstar to essentially offer that on a cheaper or more affordable option for their consumers, which I found to be really amazing. Anyways, moving on, we have 6V6, think small Fender tube amps. We got the EL84, think of Vox AC15, AC30 amps. And then last but not least, we have the linear mode, which I'm not quite sure what the usage of this is. There's probably some way to bypass the entire response and use your own IRs maybe. This is not a very highly educated review. Essentially, go to the EL34 or the 6V6 setting, have the EQ just right there, and yeah, that's how I use it, and it sounds amazing and it serves a purpose. Nonetheless, it has all of these options, and I'm pretty sure I've just scratched the surface of it. But if you want me to do an in-depth video on everything that this thing can do, or if you have any specific questions, do let me know in the comment section down below, and I will deliver, because I'm really interested in figuring out what this thing can do, and I would love to share it with you guys if you are interested. So let's get 500 likes on the video and I'll do that. No, I'm joking. I will do that even if the video has like 2 likes, but yeah, story of my life. When I first got it, I plugged it through the balanced output, because that's the only option I have here at my house. And it sounded really nice, and I was like, okay, the price of it is really affordable, so I think it's probably not going to be that good with a cabinet. But I was proved wrong. I plugged it through a cabinet. A friend of mine played it, and he's very picky about his tone and about what he likes, and he approved of it, and I approved of it because I really like it. So $529 is the price of this. Imagine having a 100 watt amp that has a really nice built-in IR loader. What else is this? A load box, so you can plug it in without having to plug in a cabinet, but because it's not a tube man. But anyways, it just does a lot of things, and for $529, I think it's a steal. So if you're looking to record at home at lower volumes with studio monitors or whatnot, and you want to grab the same product and put it on your pedal board and go to a gig and power a cabinet, this will allow you to do that. And if you're a creature of habit and you just want to have the same controls all over again and use the same products, use the same process for everything you do, this is invaluable. Hold on, is invaluable good or bad? Need to check the dictionary, I guess. Alright, so enough of me talking, let's hear the damn thing. And I've recorded a couple of short clips for you so you can hear how it reacts with different kinds of pedals, different kinds of usages. So for the first clip, you're gonna hear this amp with this pedal, the Volta Blue overdrive, which is fantastic, and I really recommend you to check out Volta pedals because they just make amazing stuff. And then also this NUX Atlantic, which I use the delay and reverb from it. And they were essentially, they were powered with this amp. So I just had a couple of cables, a couple of power cables, plugged it through here, and that was my rig for this first tone. So let's hear it and let me know what you think under the comments down below. See ya. I'm going to keep these playing parts short, so if you want to hear more, please let me know in the comments down below, and as I said, I will deliver. So the other clips, I'm not going to talk through them, but I'm just going to let you know that I use this, the legendary HX Stomp XL, with the preamp mode. So first sound you're going to hear is this working as a Fender Deluxe Reverb preamp, and then I had a spring reverb coming out of it and a boost pedal coming out of it as well. The second tone after that you're going to hear is a Tweed amp pushed with an overdrive pedal and a Telecaster. And then the third tone is a Marshall sound. So I used the Marshall Plexi preamp from this, and then a plate reverb, and then the Adriatic delay. And I think that sounded really nice. So I just want you to know that this amp sounds really amazing with the Line 6 HX Stomp. So if you have this and you need something to power the tone that you have and something that responds really well with the HX Stomp, I definitely recommend you this. So I mean, if you have an HX Stomp, you gotta have this. They go really well together. This is a Blackstar video, but yeah, get this and also get this, or get this first and then get this. Just get them all if you can. Why not? So without further ado, let's hear the tones that are coming out of this with paired with the HX Stomp. I'm going to put pictures, I'm going to put some text to let you know what the tones are exactly, and I will catch you with the ending. So stay tuned for that. I hope you like the tones, and again, if you like them, leave a comment down below. If you don't like them, leave 2 comments down below. And if you don't care, leave 3 comments down below. Let's get some tones. Alright guys, I hope you liked it. This is the end of the video. If you want me to do an in-depth review with all the settings, with everything that this amp can do, or any other video idea, if you have something in mind, please feel free to reach out to me on Instagram, on Facebook, or the comments down below. They're really valuable for me. So write what you have to write, and also please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, leave a like on the video, and I will catch you with the next one. So let's summarize it. If you need something that you need to record with, you need to gig with, take a look at these. You will like them, I think. I hope. Have a good one. Bye-bye.